Hi, I'm Sophie, and we're going to be making chicken pasta primavera for springtime. But before we do that, we need to go over some basic kitchen safety before starting this recipe. I find cooking fun, but you need to be aware of the hazards while, using these. So
I also have a fire extinguisher and a fire blanket in case there's a fire. Oh my god, there's a fire. If you must put out a fire with a fire extinguisher, remember the acronym PASS. Pull the pin of the fire extinguisher, aim the nozzle or hose at the base of the fire, squeeze the handle to release the extinguishing materials, and then sweep the nozzle from left to right on the fire. See, like that, it's gone. And the stool is tucked away in the corner so no one can accidentally trip on it. This guy right here can be quite the hazard, especially a tripping hazard when you are walking around your kitchen, despite him being adorable. As you can see, I am wearing kitchen clothing. It is clean. I'm wearing an apron. I have my hair in a ponytail, and I'm also wearing a chef's hat to keep my hair out of my face. And I'm going to show you the proper way of how to wash your hands. First, wet your hands with clean running water, warm or cold, and turn off the tap and apply soap. Lather your hands by rubbing them together with the soap, lathering the back of your hands, between your fingers, under your nails, and even your upper arms. Scrub your hands for at least 20 seconds. Just sing happy birthday twice. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Okay, good. Rinse your hands under clean running water. Now dry your hands using a clean towel or air dry them. Now I am ready to cook. Where are my gloves? Oh, here. Now the ingredients that I'm going to be using for making this pasta is obviously pasta. In this case, it is pen pasta. You can use all sorts of kinds. I'm pretty sure I saw a recipe with spaghetti in it, but we're using pen. And everything else that you'll be needing is asparagus, cherry tomatoes, Italian seasoning if you want. There's also an option to get some fresh basil sometimes. Half a red onion, squash, preferably already diced, chicken breast, and the 3 bell peppers. And also maybe 3 carrots. You don't need to do multicolor, but I like making my stuff look pretty. Zucchini and garlic. What I like about this recipe is that you can really just use any vegetables you have in the fridge. Like, it's not limited to what I have right here. You don't even need peppers. So the first thing you want to do is start boiling the water, and that will be over medium-high heat. Which would be 8.5 for me. Forgot about the ingredient of salt. You need salt. Here, I'll give a little tablespoon. Maybe a little more. Maybe a little more. Maybe a little more. We're good. I'm wearing these cutting gloves mainly so I can avoid injury. And it's also safer in the kitchen because I'm going to be cutting all these vegetables with a chef's knife. And this chef's knife is kept alongside a lot of other knives in my cupboard, which usually is a no. But in my case, I have a cover, little slip like this, that I can easily just put it in so it doesn't prick me by accident or cut me when I'm trying to find my knives. First, you want half a red onion, which you're going to be cutting into small pieces, like so. And then you are to later just dice them up. But
I don't feel like dicing. So I will be using this wonderful, wonderful contraption my mother has gifted me. A little slicer that if I pull this, it twirls around and it cuts the onion up into little diced pieces. So I can show you here if I have a good grip. Don't look at me. So we can easily put these in here. Now with all the pieces in there, I can close this up and I can yank on it. I can put less onions in here because if there's too much, then it will not move around. That should be logical to me. But, you know, we're all allowed to make mistakes. I'm not a professional chef. Yeah, that's good. Sorry, the onions are now kicking in. Even though I put them in the fridge for a while so I don't cry, you know, they're now room temperature onions. So I'm starting to make me get there. It's gonna be, there's still not enough. Oh, we're good now. For safety reasons, I'm moving the pasta here. See it get all turned up? Now that's a good amount for now, and now I'm gonna do, God, oh I smell it. The rest, we're gonna do the rest. Yeah, look at that, we got half of the onions. Great, now let's do the other half. Off camera. So as you can see, I have trapped the onions underneath a paper towel, so it does not make me cry anymore. So I'm gonna push this aside now because I just washed everything. My hands, my gloves, knife, I mean English. And now we're going to start with the rest. Next up, we are going to just deal with the squash right here since it's already out in the open. We are repeating the similar process, but in this case, we will not be needing to dice them. You see, I look like one of the Kardashians whenever I'm cutting something, so it's very good I have these. What was it? The one that's really horrible at cutting cucumbers, I think? Squash. Zucchini. So when it comes to these, the first thing you want to do is you chop, you know? And next, I have this because I don't trust myself to be cutting like this. So I'm going to cut it diagonally? No, vertically. But still leave edges of green right here, both for aesthetic purposes and to even out the taste throughout the pasta. Now cut in the middle here with the knife. I'm gonna show you. Look at this. Wow. That's how you cut it? The onion strike again. The onion strike again. It's fine. Now. Yeah. And now, okay, the next part is you line them up. And then you're just dicing them again like I did before with the squash. Look at that master. Look at that master. Look at that master. That's a cuckoo clock. Because, you know, I'm going cuckoo behind the scenes, but no one's noticing. Awesome. And now I realized I don't have a bowl for this. Now, because I'm very hygienic, especially on video, I'm going to get a bowl for the zucchini. Still not crazy. And I'm a good person. I care about my family's health and well-being. The table's clean. I cleaned it very well before this. You just didn't see. Trust me. Trust me. Now that I've cleaned up the board, we're going to be chopping up the peppers. Can you guess which one's my favorite color? It's not orange. And it's not yellow. red. Look at that. Hygienic. So I'm going to push these aside. Look at, oh, that was actually clean. Look at that. Hold on. Look at that. And I did it so perfectly that you can just yank the insides out. Like I think you're meant to do. You're meant to do that. I think you're meant to do that. Yeah, you're meant to do that. Because no one eats the seeds willingly. Now I'm going to cut it like them squashes you saw earlier and those zucchinis you saw earlier. And then we're going to be bringing out the choppity thing that I did earlier for the onions. Just, I think I decontaminated it from the onions. So we're okay. It's back. My mom is a very bright woman. So what I actually need to do is, I don't need this. Why would I need to use contraptions of the 21st century? So instead of doing long way, I can do it short way. By short way would be, instead of doing it like this, like I did here, I turn it around like 90 degrees. I chop it like that. Oh my goodness, so much easier. Lovely. Peppers. I mean, look at how brightly colored they all are. This makes you happy after the depressing season of winter. I mean, look at that. I'm so happy right now. Don't doubt it. Feel calm, especially when I'm cutting through peppers. Chopping is actually very satisfying when you think of it, you know? I mean, you can imagine it as anything. It's really just chopping peppers, you know? I'm so excited to get to the carrots. So it turns out there are different names for each of these cuts. So this one specifically would just be small dice. That would also be considered the same for the types I did for the peppers. This here would be considered as, I believe, bâton. And if it's like slightly thinner, like I think, well, yeah, like that, bâtonnette. These here, however, would be considered as large dice. Well, large dicing. And over here, with the onions again, would be considered as fine bruinish. Oh yeah. I mean, look at that. That would be fine bruinish. But in the meantime, I think that I need to cut these back into dice versions. I just wanted to mention that. I already pre-skinned the other two carrots here, but what I left out by accident was to cut off the edges just like the zucchini, which I can do right now. The next part that you want to do is you want to cut them in half just like the zucchini into these crescent moon shapes, and we're going to be cutting them straight down like this. So now I'm going to be starting off with the baby tomatoes, and in this case I'm switching to a paring knife just for the sake of accuracy, and I'm going to be cutting it into quarters like this. Yeah, like this. So the tomatoes look all chopped up. Now next we have the asparagus. It's really easy to cut asparagus. All you need to really do is just put your hand here, because this is what you don't need. You don't need this. And then this here is garbage. So I'm going to put it in here, while what's left here, I'm going to be cutting into thirds. And don't run away from me. And then I cut this. Thirds. Yep. Now we put them aside again, so we can later put them into Ziploc. And then the last thing we need to chop is the chicken. This is going to be the other cutting board that we're going to use. This is the meat board for meat, because we're not using the vegetable board for the exact same thing. I'm already using pre-cooked chicken for this, just for the sake of I don't want to deal with any of the potential germs and bacteria that could result from raw chicken being fat on wood board, especially. To make it easier for me to eat, no, not just me, for my family to eat, because I'm very considerate, I'm going to be cutting it a little more because I don't think that these big chunks will really flow well in comparison to all of the pre-chopped vegetables I already showed you. And now that the water is boiling, we can add the pasta in, and that will be being cooked for 7 to 11 minutes. Oil. So basically, now it's at a high heat, and you can already hear it is high. Now we can start by putting in the olives, not olives, onions. And let it cook for around 2 minutes, and it'll already be nice and caramelized because of how finely chopped the dicey onions. Then we can add in the asparagus right here. Let it cook around. Now we can add in the peppers right here. Stir it around and let it cook just like that for a while. Then we're gonna add in zucchini and squash. They're one of the last things you add on because they'll get squishy really fast in comparison. Okay, now we have all the pretty colors cooked. We can add in the carrots all at once. Then the zucchini is also added. And then mix it around and leave it for a minute or so. Using my garlic presser to chop up the garlic to add in. I have 5 cloves, so I repeat this process 5 times. And next we're adding in the squash right here, and half a tablespoon of Italian seasoning. And we're just adding a dollop or a pinchin or an amount like this of pepper and salt. All circulated around like that. And now at this point we add the chicken. And just stir it around. It's basically almost done. The pasta is nearly fully cooked. I can take out around half a cup of pasta water to add in later when I combine the vegetables. Now that the pasta has been drained, I can add 2 tablespoons of butter to this and stir it around. Now I can add the mixture into the pasta neatly and slowly. And look at that, neatly and slowly. I am cooking for a family of 6, so once this is all fully mixed up, I can start plating it for them. And how I should be serving this is with Parmigiano Reggiano on top, you know, finely chopped. And even though I don't have it, usually you'd be adding basil on top, but in my case I'll be adding maybe some extra Italian seasoning in my case. So now for serving, I'm going to be putting on top of the tomatoes from earlier. And now I'm going to add the Parmigiano Reggiano, because not too much, because we are going to be mixing this around one last time inside of this large lasagna bowl. And lastly, we can add another spoonful full of Parmigiano Reggiano on top, maybe a little bit more. And then we take the Italian seasoning around another half a tablespoon and slightly drizzle it on top. And then, ta-da, you did it! It's done. When it comes to refrigerating this, this can stay refrigerated for 3 to 4 days, but if you put it in the freezer, it will remain in good condition for 2 to 3 months.
Some basic knife cutting rules are you need to know that your knife being sharp is way safer than it being dull. When it's dull, it can be unpredictable, especially when it's going to be starting to get harder for you to cut through different food items. You need to have a proper cutting board, which can either be a wood, plastic, or a composite board, and they each need to have their own separate purposes. So you need one for meat, one for fish, one for vegetables, and so on. And always clean the knives by hand. Do not just rely on your washing machine. I'm hoping to see you again soon. Have a great day.